This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Reds fans, and welcome to another installment of the POSTCAST brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network. My name is Tim Daniel. I've been covering the Reds and podcast form for 5 years of publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront. Thank you so much for spending some time with me on your Sunday afternoon, as unfortunately we discussed the Reds losing yet another series against the Chicago Cubs for the second week in a row. But today by a final of 7-2. If you are checking me out for the first time and are a painstaking Reds fan like us, please be sure to give us a subscription here on the app, where you can not only see my show after every single Reds game, but catch Jeff and Steve after Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. And you can also, on your podcast app of choice, take us anywhere you go. On today's show, we're talking about yet another missed opportunity as the Reds drop another series. And when we go through the numbers, it gets worse. We're going to talk about that they can't battle back. When they fall down, there's no getting back up, it seems. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about a moment bigger than baseball as Elly De La Cruz hits a huge home run today. And that's the part that I want to just shock about. And I want to hear from you guys, because I know at this point, this has been tough on us all as Reds fans. I'm sure we'll have some Cub fans coming here. Look at that. We already got one. Cubs fans coming in here. So enjoy your win. Go on with your day. Go check out the Cubs postcast. You'll have more fun there anyway. But let's get right into it, guys.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We're now at the point with the Reds where if they don't win the first 2 games of a 3-game set, they're not winning the series. Legit. It's legit at this point. Really a thing. They are now, I think, what did John say? 9-1. Hey, Moedo, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. They're now 1-9, I should say, is the right term, in rubber matches. They're now, it's bad. It's bad. There's so many things. So in the Central Division, they've played 6 series against the Central Division. They're 1-4-1. The one win was the Pirates in April, and they swept them. They had a tie in a 4-game set with the Cubs when there was a doubleheader. They've lost every single one other than that. Not good. Yeah, just 2 weekends in a row where they had a shot to take advantage of the Cubs and couldn't do it. This is a letdown. Pat says right here, all they do is don't get swept. You're right. It sucks because, the high expectations we had going into this season, I thought that this was going to be a really fun year. I thought this was going to be a really good team, and there are a lot of pieces to like about it. Some of the guys we thought were going to play well this year haven't, obviously. Some guys who we didn't think were going to play well have this year. But right now, we're sitting at this situation where it's a team that has so many questions that need answered, and it's a team where if you're like us, you just feel like you're getting a swift kick in the butt every day, right? I mean, especially they come off the Kansas City series. They win 2 out of 3 there. They lose a close game on the 3rd game. You're thinking like, okay, cool. They go and win Friday at Wrigley. Andrew Abbott's awesome. And you're like, oh man, the power is in their hands for this series, right? No, it's not. Yesterday, I mean, the Cubs gave them every chance to win that game. Every chance. They lose it in the 8th inning, 2-0. Today, Nick Martinez struggles. Nick Martinez has been really good for a long time. I mean, a lot of consecutive starts where he's been really good. And today wasn't. Reds couldn't do anything with it. They couldn't pick up their guy. It's just so frustrating because this should be better. And look, we're talking about situations like, I get it. You can come in here, you can say, CES is hurt, and but like, do we know if he's good at this point? I mean, how long have they been? They've been out of them more than they've had him since he's been in the big leagues. Noelvi Marte's hurt. Looked really promising. Will Benson's been really good since he's come up, but you're playing Santiago Espinal in the 2 spot still. We've talked about this 100 times. It's just unbelievable what we're getting from this right now. And it's manager malpractice to an extent. And I love Terry Francona. I'm glad Terry Francona is managing our team. But right now, who do you consistently trust on a day-to-day basis besides TJ Friedel and Elly De La Cruz? I don't see how. Yeah, Bob, I'm kind of there with you. But it's a team that hasn't won now when they've been trailing the 7th inning or later at all this season. It's a team you feel like it's like once they get down, it's not going anywhere. It's just hard to stomach. It's hard because this is a team that should be better. William Wright says here, Reds defense is as bad as their offense, especially with Espinal. They had a bad couple days, but defensively they've been pretty solid through the year. I mean, that's one thing I can say. It's like you can tell me all you want about how the bullpen's frustrating, how they don't hit consistently. Most of the time they've played pretty good defense this year. And I can at least have that to look forward to every day. And I don't know, man. It's just when you watch like a Cubs team go out there and they just rake. They have all those guys. They just pass the bat and they all hit. Tess, first off, as a Cubs fan, welcome to the show. Chalking over at the Cubs postcast, where I'm sure they're having a blast right now. But yeah, and I agree with this. Moena right here. And their defense, the wind Wrigley with the sun makes it very hard to catch fly balls if you don't play there often. I agree. I still think, you should let TJ Friedel catch that ball that Will Benson messed up on to lead to a couple more Cubs runs. But I just want the rally team back. I want them to just fight back in a game. If they lose, but they fight back and make it a close game, like I can live with that. At least I know they showed some cojones in that game. We just don't see it. And this is pretty rough. Direwolf, yeah, we're gonna get into that a little later in the show. For sure. Because that was something where it's just a thing that's bigger than baseball. But today was a missed opportunity. The season's been a missed opportunity. They can't win rubber matches. They have to win their first 2 games to even win a series. It's unbelievable. It's really frustrating. And today we have yet another situation where someone gets to them first and they can't battle back. And that part's getting irritating as well. So we're going to talk about it right here after this. Looking for the snack that's both delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to keep you feeling fuller longer. I'm not even going to lie to you guys here. So Grace and I we've discovered Wonderful Pistachios, and we've tried about 5 different flavors of late. We recently got the jalapeno lime delivered to our house on Amazon Prime that day, and they just are so good that we can't keep them in the cabinet. We just go through them so quickly, and they're so good. It's one of the better snacks I've had in a long time. Get snack and get crack with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me here on the Reds postcast on a frustrating day to be a Reds fan as the Reds take a tough loss once again to the Chicago Cubs. If you are checking me out for the first time, like I said, please be sure to give us a subscription here on YouTube. Hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after every game, but Jeff and Steve on Locked on Reds Monday through Friday. Well, let's talk about where this game got out of reach for the Redlegs.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So the third inning is definitely the turning point of this game, obviously, because it's when the Cubs put 4 on the board to take the lead, and specifically when Michael Busch hits a bomb to bring in Dansby Swanson as well to make it 4-0. So the Reds are down 4-0. And those of us who watch the Reds each and every day know that has meant there's no winning this game. There's no fight back. There's no put a rally together and get things going. It just doesn't happen. Why? I don't know. Francona's talked about it. I know Charlie Goldsmith asked him about it. And Francona's response was, well, there's no magic potion. That's not the answer anyone wants to hear. Right? We don't want to hear, well, it's unluckiness. Because that can only go so far. you can make the case Matt McClain's been extremely unlucky this year if you look at his baseball savant page. Big picture, an under 400 OPS the last 3 weeks. Something's got to give there. What we're going to right now is just a situation where I don't think it's an issue of not having the firepower because, yeah, I get it. Austin Hayes is out. Yeah, I get Noelvi Marte is out. Yeah, they don't have Strand. Candelario is not, may never play a game for the Reds. I haven't heard anything about him. For all I know, his arm fell off at this point. But they got dudes, right? Ellie's awesome. Tyler Stevenson's been really good for a couple weeks. Spencer Steer's been really good the last month. Will Benson's been really good since he came up. TJ Friedel's been awesome all year. I mean, TJ Friedel has a case to be an all-star reserve. There's no way he's going to get voted to be a starter. But they have guys. I mean, they certainly have people who are good. And look, this isn't a knock on the Cubs. The Cubs, I said it last week, they are awesome. I can hate them all I want as a Reds fan. All the respect in the world that 1, they want to win. 2, they get the guys to win. 3, they develop their players really well. 4, they draft really well. Yeah, they do go and sign guys like Kyle Tucker. But they also draft guys like Pete Crow Armstrong and make him what he is right now. Look, there's some Cubs fans in the chat right now. You guys can tell me all about all the guys that you guys have had this great blend of people you brought in, that you signed, and players you developed. The Reds don't have that. Like, there are guys. There are absolutely guys. You know, Elly De La Cruz is a guy. I still believe Matt McClain's going to be a really good major leaguer. Doesn't show it right now. No. Hunter Green has developed incredibly well. And they've signed, they trade for Gavin Lux. They trade for Brady Singer. Those are good players. The Cubs are just doing it better. And I think that's the part that's like really frustrating because if you look at the Brewers, I mean, the Brewers trade guys away. They got rid of a ton of guys. Oh, they did trade for PCA. I'm sorry, Corey. Thank you for educating me on that. I just remember his mom was in Little Big League, which is kind of awesome, honestly. But when you look at that situation there, it's just kind of like today they get down and you just know you might as well not even go up there with a bat. The only hope you have is Elly. And Elly had a hell of a game today. He was awesome, especially what he was dealing with. The fact he even played today was like honorable because I couldn't do it. So I just want to see the Reds find a way to fight it back into a game. If they come into a game where they're down 3-1 in the 7th inning and they tie it up, cool. They lose the game, bummer. At least I know that they got somewhere. At least I know they fought for it. You just don't see a fight. I think that's what's the most irritating thing about today is they get down and one guy's out there busting his chops to try to win the game. It feels like it just kind of goes away. Hey, you know what? Like I said, we're going to get to a point that's bigger than baseball today. Here's our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Elly De La Cruz. You know, as bad as things are with the Reds, you can say you can watch Elly De La Cruz play baseball every day. And I know there's a lot of people who come in here after he has bad games and tell me all about it. But I'm going to go baseball here, and I'm going to go non-baseball. Baseball-wise, 2 of the team's 3 runs today. Obviously, that home run. 117 miles off the bat, 423 feet. Look, you know, if you looked at the StatCast map that they showed, hit the street level at Chicago. I love Wrigley. I need to get back there so bad. Talk big picture. Elly De La Cruz. Last 7 games. 333 batting average, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. 841 OPS. Pretty awesome. Big picture. Bigger picture. Last 15 games. 888 OPS. He's back. He's doing those things that we are very accustomed to doing. And he's starting to hit the ball really well. Non-baseball, the report came out that Elly De La Cruz's sister passed away, had been dealing with long-term health issues. They showed that he paid tribute to her on the cleats today. And also, after he hit his home run, pointed to the sky and did his tribute and did the hand hearts. Honorable, man. The fact that he even had time to come in here and talk about, go through that, play baseball, and still have a hell of a day, man, that's impressive. That's really impressive. Someone who's lost a sibling, man, kudos to him for everything he's going through. My thoughts and wishes for him with his family. that was an actually unbelievable moment. I will never forget that moment for him. And I can only hope the best for him as he moves forward and him and his family as they go through this tough time. But like I said, sucks the Reds lost today. He's dealing with bigger losses, and he had to have a moment that was pretty unbelievable. Sometimes why you love sports so much is little moments like that. But back to baseball. Unfortunately, we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds are losers today to the Chicago Cubs, 7-3 at Wrigley Field, losing to them for the second weekend in a row. The Cubs have 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Reds have 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. Your winning pitcher today is Jameson Taillon. He's now 5-3. Your losing pitcher is Nick Martinez. He is now 3-6. And tomorrow's series begins against the Milwaukee Brewers, and it just got even more important after today. Brewers coming in on a hot streak to GABP. The Reds will hand the ball to Brady Singer. He is 6-3 with a 4.6 ERA. They'll be going against Aaron Savali, who is 0-1 with a 6 ERA. First pitch is at 7:10, so I'll be here about 10 o'clock or so. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm Tim Daniel. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Don't let the Reds ruin your weekend. Have a good one.